welcome back to this True Gamer Podcast bonus episode where we're going to be recapping the PlayStation 5 Showcase event. I'm one of your hosts, Eddie, along with the Inverted Gamer himself. Sheps, how's it going, bro?
It's going good, because I just realised for the first time in 5 ever, we can now do some like Patreon exclusive or Discord exclusive content, because we just recorded basically a 10-minute podcast talking about nothing to do with gaming.
Just nothing at all, just useless crap.
In our first attempt to do this. But before we get too far into it, of course, this podcast is brought to you by our amazing patrons over on patreon.com/conversations.
Don't finish off that sentence yet. Where has everything got? Now go on.
Who do we have to thank?
We have our boys Diogo Dildo, Isak the Ultimate, Carol Tavrevia aka Catsper the Friendly Patron, Record Friction, Dan the Man, Jeremy Renner, Martin Scorsese's Master HBarts12, and the real life superhero Night Scar. Thank you, bro, so much for keeping the lights, the mics on, and the gaming going here at Conference. They are Combo patrons. We came up with that new name, and it's very difficult to get now.
We have never managed to work it in, and any time I've ever thought, I always forget and say thanks to the patrons or over on Patreon.com. You know, I never work in the combo patron thing, but it's such a good idea, and we never managed to work
One day I'll be like, what did we used to call them before? I don't know, who cares?
Who knows?
Anyway, guys, today we're going to be recapping you guys the PlayStation 5 event that happened yesterday as of recording this right now. It was a fucking phenomenal event, in my opinion. We got the price, we got the release date of the PlayStation 5, we got a bunch of exclusive games that are coming out within the first year, 18 months and whatnot. Some big surprises, and we want to talk a little bit about it now. How did you feel about this whole event?
I feel we need to reshoot this, because actually, this wasn't a PlayStation event. This was the execution of Xbox.
Yeah, it was. That was a lot of people's impressions on our stream, on Twitter. It was very bad. Yes,
it was really. I mean, look, Sony's been killing it with these events, right? They've just the pacing's on. They're showing us the stuff we want to see. Something about the way they're doing things, even their little montages of stuff. I think it's also to do with the fact that most of what they're showing you is first party, right? You can't play it anywhere else. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Despite this feeling great, there was just this nagging feeling in the back of my head, like, this is a bloodbath.
Yeah.
Like, somebody stop. Stop, he's already dead.
What are we watching here? This is a live leak video? What's going on?
There was a little bit of me, and I want to pat myself on the back.
You did say that if PlayStation wanted to, they could end Xbox in this conference here. And it definitely felt that way. There might be a pulse, but it's very bad. It's looking bad right now.
And this isn't like, a few hours before I said it. Like, I called this, a year and a half ago?
Yeah, you did quite a long time ago. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about what was actually shown at this event. First level surface impressions. How amazing was it? Was it good? Was it bad? Was there anything you didn't like in it?
Really good. Weirdly, the thing I didn't like was a game that I thought I was really excited for, which was Deathloop.
Oh, yeah, because it was very different to what we first felt it was.
Yeah.
That may be a problem on us, or that may be a problem on their trailers, maybe
they've
but it was different.
Yeah, maybe they've changed. Like, Fortnite was originally this weird, kind of zombie game where you...
Yeah, the Fortnite Save the World, that's right. It was like a build a fort and hide from these zombies and stuff like that.
Right, and then it pivoted and became, the Fortnite that we know and make fun of.
What's Fortnite?
It's this really great babysitting service.
Yes.
That keeps loser 12-year-olds off real games.
Exactly, away from our games.
Unironically, I haven't played Fortnite in 5 ever, but I did really enjoy it when I played it.
Yeah.
It's got something to it. So maybe they've done that, but it felt to me like the first time we saw Deathloop, it was the one guy and the girl, I can't remember their names.
Yeah.
And it was like, she wants to keep him in the loop, he wants to escape the loop, and you can pick either one. And we weren't really sure what the game would look like, but you could get invested in, like, keep the loop, break the loop, something like that. And then you come into it and it's, I don't know, it seemed unusual.
It seemed different. There was like other characters, but were they real characters because they had like painted heads, almost like they were NPCs? It was very strange, and I didn't fully understand it.
Yeah, me neither. I'm hoping we'll see more from it. It feels like they've made a Watch Dogs Legion mistake, which was, like, the problem with Watch Dogs Legion is it's this cool idea that you can play anyone and become the Resistance or whatever, but the problem is if you can do that, you have no character to be invested in.
Yeah.
And then they bring in Aiden, and he's not... No, change your game. Like, really, change your game and make him your protagonist.
When they saw that, I was like, hold on, is there going to be like a...
Because that
whole thing? But it's just a random character you can choose to play as.
If it had come out and they'd be like, we've heard you, and we've made one small adjustment, and now it's an Aiden.
Aiden Pierce is back, boys,
Right,
and
and
then
it's an Aiden story.
Would have been great.
I'll buy that game.
Yeah.
I'm not touching it. But if it was like Aiden Pierce, like the final chapter,
Yeah.
hells yeah, I'll buy that. Absolutely.
Do you want to hear something really stupid?
Yes.
You know, I'm looking to get the 3080 GeForce RTX card.
Wait, the
and whatnot.
3080?
I'm looking for the 30.
I hate you so much.
Anyway, we'll talk about that on the Conversation podcast. I apparently when you buy it, a lot of these places are giving you a free copy of Watch Dogs Legions with it. So I'm like, oh god, now I feel like I have to play it. Anyway, that was our surface level impressions. But let's talk more about the details about what was announced, what we got to see, the big stuff.
Yeah.
Start off with the big one. We got the price and the release date of both versions of the PlayStation 5. $499, £449 for the disc version with the 4K Blu-ray player.
Yep.
And $399, $359 for the.
369.
I think it's $359. I'll double check that in a second. For the discless digital version of the PlayStation 5.
That's such a strange number. Looking at you, Super Bleach and Diogo. Freak you guys.
You was probably like, it could be something like in the 7-9 area, something like that. You're like, no, that's a strange number.
I'm like, no, trust.
It has to be either 99 or 49. It can't be anything else and whatnot. Anyway, those are the prices, and it's releasing the 13th of November for US and a select few countries like Japan and stuff like that.
I mean, Japan makes sense.
Japan makes sense. It's built there, and China and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be then a week later on the 19th of November for the rest of the world. How the fuck do you feel about that?
I'm really salty about that.
Me too. Me too.
Really sorry about that. Also, I worked out...
As people living in the UK.
I worked out as well the exchange rate. Previous to this, consoles and stuff like that were just priced and they changed the number in the front. Unless they would lose money.
This is $499 and £499 as well.
Right, like in Australia it would be $799.
Yeah, exactly.
But here... At $449, we're paying $580, I think.
Quite a lot more.
A lot more.
But this release date, so originally they did say that they were going to do a global launch everywhere, but this was prior to COVID, so I'm guessing COVID has a massive impact.
A 1 week difference in like major territories, like, okay, fine.
Not a huge deal. But it is going to hurt a lot seeing YouTubers and everyone in America with their PlayStations, and we're just like...
I want it.
Mummy. But how do you feel about this price? Tell me about that.
It's right in my like acceptable window for sure. Mm-hmm. I think 449 is really good. 3x9, whatever it actually is for the digital, that is really, really tasty. I would consider it.
359.
359.
Okay.
I would consider it. It's just that, like, you know, you ruin the second-hand market. And I like to pick up games that I wouldn't normally play when there's a lull.
Yeah.
You know, I would never have played, like, Second... Actually, I borrowed Second Son from you, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
But, like, I would pick it up now if I hadn't played it. And it's like a $5 less. Yeah. So, I like having the disc drive. Plus, I got all these discs from the PS4 and DVDs and Blu-rays and all that stuff. I will say... 359, that's for us, 399 in euros and dollars. That is right on the doorstep of the Series S.
Yeah, $100 away, and this isn't a compromised console. Yes, it's compromising in the disc drive, but
a lot of people are moving to discless.
Exactly. Also, I'll bring this up later. It's about the but remind me about the PlayStation Plus collection and one. There's a very good point about that. But the digital sales have become more and more, like, especially during COVID and lockdown, and a lot of people have moved to digital, so they don't have to go out and buy stuff. Digital sales in the past, ever since the PS4 launched, has become so much better. Internet has become a lot better. So this is a very, very attractive price for a lot of people. And, as I said, it's a no-compromise console. It is the full PlayStation, just for a cheaper price.
Yep, it's the full PlayStation just without... I will say as well, the digital only... has because I'm looking at the two there, has a much sleeker form factor.
Because it's all nice and symmetrical, right? It just goes like that.
I think I predict that we won't get a slim, but we will get the disc drive when things get smaller, will shift into the middle.
Right.
That I will buy. Normally I don't care to. I did get the PS3 slim, but that was a chunky boy.
Yeah.
When that disc drive moves into the middle, I will switch to the slim just for that.
So you don't have to look at it and go, fucking look at that thing.
It's just a little bit off, but it looks really nice, stood up with the digital only.
In my opinion, this price, actually fucking fantastic.
Very
This
good.
is more like this is a series of really hard blows in a boxing match and whatnot. This price was perfect. The $100 price difference, we said, we had a theory that losing the disc drive, they would actually drop the price by $100.
Yep.
The disc drive probably only cost about $50,
Yep.
but they would take an extra $50 because everyone's going to have to buy digital games, and that would more than make up the cost.
Yep.
We were 100% correct on that.
Yep.
Pat on the back for us right there.
We've said we're the only people that seem to be thinking about like the back end of stuff, which is that digital sales, they get a bigger cut of. Not only do they get a bigger cut of it, but there's less expenses to it. That's an extra CD that doesn't need to be printed.
Yep.
That's an extra the branding and the case and shipping that doesn't need to be
Trucks
sent.
and stuff like that, yeah.
You know, so they can afford that. And microtransactions are just a done thing now.
Yeah.
Like, it's possible to do these things. I wouldn't be surprised to find that in 2 years, these things are down to, like, just the base is $349.
I could see that. I could see that too. I could see that the digital version being $299 when it comes to like easily next year, next year Christmas,
like
something like that.
Black Friday sales, I bet you can pick these things up.
Exactly.
Which,
Exactly.
for the record, we're not doing that.
No.
We're going to pay, knowing that we can save 100 to even potentially £200, dollars, whatever,
Yeah.
in a year's time. Because it's the PS5, man. Because Ratchet and Clank's coming out. Because Cyberpunk's coming out. Because
God of War.
God of War in 2021. Forget that. Forget all of this. God of War 2021.
Let's transition into that. Yeah, so they did a last minute reveal. They were like, one more thing right at the end of the show, and it was the best way to end it. It was the tiniest teaser, little blue line said Ragnarok, and you heard Christopher Judge's voice in the background there. God of War Ragnarok is coming 2021. 2021! How is that possible?
First of all, Christopher Judge's voice sounds like two mountains rubbing together. It's perfect. It's the voice of God.
Yes.
Right? I know like Morgan Freeman gets cast as God.
Yes.
But if you want to cast a God, you need Christopher Judge from now on. It's just the voice.
Yes.
How? 2021 and Horizon's Forbidden West, Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is coming out, and Miles Morales in the next 15 months.
Yeah.
I really worry that Xbox, the Series S, I think you were right, was a great move for the pricing, putting it in there sort of like the low end, but this at $100 away, plus what can you play on it? In the next 15 months, you've got Spider-Man, the Spider-Man PS4 remaster, you know, the upgraded version of it, Miles Morales, God of War,
Horizon Forbidden West, Demon Souls, Deathloop is exclusive as well. Devil May Cry 5, if you're a fan of that kind of stuff.
Devil May Cry 5 special
Tons of
edition.
games.
You got the PlayStation, what was it, the PS Plus collection.
Yes.
It's bringing you like
Which we're gonna
Detroit
detail in a
Become
bit,
Hero. Detroit Become Hero? Detroit Become Human. Like, there are so many games that not only is the best place to play it on the PlayStation at the minute, the only place to play it is the PlayStation.
Yeah. This was the point that I was thinking last night. So when we heard of the Xbox Series S, I was very upfront, and I'm happy to do this whenever I feel like I'm wrong. And I was like, I was really worried about the S. And now I think they might have just struck gold with that price point, with what the console is, to get the second place, the second console for every house, not the first one.
You said they're going for silver. They know they can't compete for gold, but they can get silver. And
Exactly.
I thought it was freaking brilliant. I thought it was a really good move, and I could definitely see it coming.
Until I saw this. I was like, so who's a person right now who's like, okay, we're going to get all these consoles, the Xbox Series S and X pre-orders aren't up yet, whereas the PlayStation 1 is up as of recording today. In fact, last night it was.
Not only did they take... They've been just eating Xbox's lunch. They had all the attention up till this. Then Xbox goes first on the price. Sony, and I said they'll let you sit with that price. They'll come in and beat it, which they... Wait, is the Xbox...
449 is the same price up top, so around about the same price.
They'll come in, but then they open their pre-orders.
They opened it, and now it's just sort of like, do you want to play PlayStation 5? Do you want those games? Buy it now, buy it now, buy it now. You can't stop, buy it now. And that's what they've done. And also, now looking at all of these games, especially the digital version, because that's what you've got to compare the Series S to, because that's also digital only as well. You're getting far more power. You're getting far more in terms of games and whatnot, and the studios that PlayStation have under their belt.
Yeah.
It's not a question anymore. I don't see Xbox
like,
Series S as an option.
The S is sort of like you go in and they give you a side salad with your food, and this digital only PlayStation 5 is like, well, here's a steak and chips, and yeah, of course it comes with a salad, but here's your steak. You know, you get the full meal plus a side salad, whereas the Series S feels like it's just a side salad.
Yeah.
It's not a full thing. I will say, in like 2 or 3 years, once Fable comes out, and depending on how the Series S, the Lockhart, does in reviews and stuff,
yeah,
on a Black Friday sale, I'll probably try and pick one up for $199. Or maybe secondhand if I can beat that.
Yep.
Just for Fable, unless Halo Infinite is fantastic, which I strongly doubt. And that's not... I'm a big Halo's 1 through 3.
Yeah.
Huge fan. One of the greatest franchises of all time. You should play it. But you love Destiny. The same team, I think their pinnacle work was Halo's 1 through 3. 4 was a letdown. 5 is generally agreed to be horrendous. I don't suspect that Infinite's going to be any good unless they completely go back to the drawing board.
But if it was, you might be picking up an Xbox Series S. Yeah.
But on a sale, and it, like, my plan will be to get it, play the games, and sell it back.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a console I want to keep around. I don't have any need for it. It's just taking up space.
I think PlayStation really took Xbox's lunch money when it came to this.
Yeah.
There'll definitely be still people who see
Yeah.
the cheaper price and go, I'm going to go for that, or I'm buying it for my son because I don't care about his happiness. I just care about saving money.
More importantly, if your friends are all on Xbox and you're not switching,
that too.
That is the number one reason to pick your console.
That too.
Forget everything else, because at the end of the day, if you play Fortnite or Call of Duty or something like that, and the place that all of your friends, all the people you want to play with, is on the Xbox, then that is the correct decision. If you told me, oh, all my friends play here, I only play Call of Duty unless they go crossplay and stuff, but you know, and I've moved to console, I tell you, you're probably making a mistake.
Yeah.
Even though I think the PlayStation is by far the best.
By far the best,
and not just the hardware, because maybe the Xbox is more powerful, maybe, but like, how does it deliver the power? This if this SSD stuff that Sony's bringing out is half of what it claims, it's game changing.
Yeah.
You know, so
a few more little bits for you.
Yeah.
We got some prices as well for some extra hardware if any of you guys are interested in terms of like controllers and stuff like that. I'll run through these very quickly. The DualSense wireless controller just by itself is $70, which I looked on a website for us and it was £59. So a bit expensive side, but controllers
maybe a
were
tenner
expensive.
more than
Yeah, I think it
DualShock 4.
was something like £49 or £45 for a DualShock 4.
Yeah.
It's more expensive. There's more in it now.
Not
It's
much,
going to
but
be something.
yeah.
The Pulse 3D wireless headset, $99. That'll probably be like £89 for us.
I wonder how good it is. That's the big deal.
I think this is actually going to be good because it's going to probably be paired with the new 3D audio technology they've got in the console. So I think it's going to be great.
The new sound, yeah.
Is it something proprietary? Is it something that my Astros are going to work with? I don't know. Possibly. I don't imagine they're going to go, we made a new technology, but you have to buy our headset for it. It'd be kind of dumb, but then again, companies have done worse.
Yes, they have.
The HD camera, the eye camera for the PlayStation VR, which you can use to for live stream broadcast as well. That's retailing at $59.99.
Okay.
Media remote, that's $29.99. And a DualSense charging station, which I've got the DualShock 4 one. I'm going to definitely buy this one.
Yeah.
It's $29.99. So not so bad, not so shabby.
That charging station, which I was like, who cares? You get the cable. Nah, I really want the station.
It's really cool, right?
It's not only does it look good, but it's so much more convenient, and it stops you like you end up with a controller plugged in, and then someone walks past it and catches the lead and knocks either the controller down or pulls out the PlayStation. And like, I don't know, it's just neater, and I'm starting to really appreciate like cable management.
Yeah.
As I get older, normally I used to not care, but I
so
do
yeah,
now.
fuck it, it works, right?
Yeah.
Powers to it. That's what it
Exactly.
cares, right? Should we talk a little bit about some games that were
Yes,
announced?
let's do that.
So, we did do the God of War 5/2/Ragnarok, whatever this is going to be.
Coming next year.
Crazy stuff, really crazy stuff. It was an absolute mic drop moment when they did it as well. I said to you, we said in the stream as well, but like the one thing that they can do to secure this whole event, to make people go, we are pre-ordering this now, is to go God of War 5. And they did it in the best way possible.
One more thing. And we said as well, like, we've been saying for ages, you don't need to show God of War. It doesn't need to be the first playable level like we saw for God of War 4.
No.
You just need Kratos' voice. It needs to be 7 seconds long.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and that's
a little
exactly
bit
what
of
we got.
Yeah, so I mean...
Boy. done.
Amazing.
It was fucking fantastic, that one there. The next big thing, we got some serious gameplay of Miles Morales Spider-Man on PS5.
It looks so good.
God, that game looked gorgeous.
It looks really good.
Looked gorgeous. I personally liked the sound as well. The big thing about Spider-Man PS4 was how they managed to make the music swell with your swings and stuff like that. This one, because it's Miles Morales, they changed it for like a hip-hop vibe and whatnot. I really dug it.
The hip-hop
It
in
was
the
great.
fight.
Yes.
So good.
The best.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And I was like, okay, so this looks great. The powers looked great. The reflections, the lighting... Beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful,
I think people
beautiful.
in the chat were like, "Why are we talking about?" We were talking about like the neon lights on the reflection of like a hot dog cart, and they were like, "What are you guys talking about?" And we're like, "No, you don't like. This is part of the ray tracing stuff. This is part of that stuff that we did it all through the Call of Duty stuff as well.
Yeah,
these are the little things that you won't notice when you're playing it. Same with like a good movie soundtrack. You shouldn't notice it. You should just know that movie was amazing. This is the exact same kind of thing where it's like, man, it feels so real. I don't know what they've done, but it's that. It's
Here
this.
it is.
Yeah.
And it just looked great. I can't wait to play this game. Little bit of information that came out after the fact. So this was running on a PlayStation 5, but since, and I have a suspicion that this is Microsoft doing, unfortunately.
Okay.
The game is now scheduled to come for PS4 and PS5, as well as the remastered version being for PS4 and PS5 as well.
I don't like that.
Couple of things. I have theories and ideas about what's going on. Obviously, the reason why I have a suspicion that this is Microsoft doing is because Microsoft came out like, we're not making any exclusive games for our new console for the next 2 years. We're not going to do anything like that because we, here at Microsoft...
aren't making any exclusive games.
Yes, that's the real thing they were supposed to say. But they were like, we are pro-consumer. That's what they were saying right there.
Okay.
But really, that's just holding back video games. You're making games that have to play for multiple platforms, so you can't make it the best possible version on the new console. And PlayStation would no, we're going to do exclusives. That's what we're doing. And then they made Spider-Man, Miles Morales. They made Horizon Forbidden West. They made other games and whatnot. And we were like, see, this is what you can get. Now they've announced this. This is what I hope, is that they made Spider-Man Miles Morales, they were doing it all for PS5, they give it this full chilies, and then PlayStation were like, let's get a porting company or something to try and get this on PS4 as well. Or could you guys do it something, but don't take anything away from the PS5 version at all.
Just turn it down so it will work on the PS4.
Exactly. If there has to be a feature, work around it, whatever you have to do to make it work. If it can't work on a PS4 normally, do something with it.
Yeah.
I hope that's what they've done, because if they haven't and Microsoft's stupid words have influenced this game and made it worse, then we've all lost in video games right here. We don't know. We will have to see what happens when it comes out. If there's, I would be so happy. Sorry to everybody who's on a PS4. I'd be so happy if they suddenly come out. The PS5's got this amazing feature, but it's missing from the PS4 version. That's because it can only run on a PS5.
Well, it should be.
That'd be fine. That'd be fine.
If you enter like a little hatchback, a VW Golf against a rally car rally,
you might not fare well.
Yeah, you're not going to do as well. Like, that's what you're talking about doing. And does it suck? Yeah, but like, just... We're pretty sure the reason Cyberpunk has had all of its delays is because they tried desperately. Because Cyberpunk is too nice to a fault.
Yeah, CDPR is too nice.
Yeah, that's right. Like, they desperately wanted it so that everyone, at least in this current generation, could play it. And I think that's a mistake.
Yeah, it's tough, man, because you can't... It's like you can't say to someone, "Oh, you're a terrible person for being nice." It's really you can't do that, right?
Exactly.
But you sort of have to sit there and go, "Man, what could have happened there?"
And I feel for it because obviously, especially now from the last 6 months, like things are a lot tougher and people don't really want to be buying brand new consoles and stuff. I get it, but do you really want a subpar experience on your current console? But it saved you the money. No, I don't think you would. I think. You think you do, but the second you get a game and it's just super underwhelming and you know that you should be able to do things but you can't, and that could look great but doesn't, you're going to feel like you wasted the £70 or whatever it's going to be, $70 on this new game.
Yeah.
Because I think game prices are moving up.
Yes, they are. That's actually something I wanted to mention. So, as the standard edition for the PlayStation, so for Miles Morales Spider-Man PS5, also be available on PS4, will be $49.99. That's the dollars version. I think it'll be $39.99 for us in the UK. However, there is going to be a Ultimate Edition, which will have the remaster. Will also have the DLC and the PS5 Spider-Man Miles Morales version or PS4, whichever one it is, and it will be $69.99. So we've reached that $70 mark right there.
We've been talking about that for a while.
We have, yeah. It was a long back and forth. It was like, we don't want to pay more money, but should we pay more money? We're getting better actors, we're getting better quality games, more story. But we ended up landing on, this is the best form of entertainment. Maybe an extra tenner wouldn't be too bad.
It costs me that to take my girl to see a movie.
Yeah.
You know, if we go, well, not anymore, but if we went to the cinema and we got some food,
yeah,
you know, 15 to 20 a ticket,
yeah,
about the same for food. Like, yeah, it's about that, and it's a 2-hour experience.
And then you get like 30 hours over here.
Right.
Yeah.
So
we ended up thinking that was okay. Interestingly, though, we haven't had much prices from other companies. So
I suspect it'll be similar to that.
Ubisoft are the only ones I think where they're saying no, the price hasn't gone up for them. But EA have already said they're going up. I don't think we've heard much from Microsoft as well, but that's something as well.
Yeah.
I think we're all going to start to see $70 price tags on video games.
That's what I'm saying. If you spend $70 or whatever on a game for your PlayStation 4 or Xbox One or whatever, and it just isn't there, you're going to feel ripped off.
Yes.
Whereas if you spend $70 and you get the full meat and potatoes of it, you can be like, yeah, this is a great game.
Yeah.
You know, like there are some games you just don't sell on because they're incredible experiences. The Witcher 3, God of War 4. Like, these games are so good that you just keep them around.
Yeah.
Because they're incredible investments in terms of entertainment. Well, you don't do that with crappy games that underserve you, right? That aren't fun. The acting's off. The lip syncing is off. The music doesn't make. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's not as polished as Halo Infinite. Right?
Exactly.
The game's going to come out. Well, this is another thing as well. They actually confirmed that this is going to be a launch title with the next generation consoles. So wherever it launches, in whichever territory you are, you can get on day one the Spider-Man Ultimate Collection, which is the Spider-Man remaster and everything like that. Which is great news right there.
Because the Spider-Man game was incredible.
Spider-Man game was incredible, and I can't wait to play it again on PS5.
Yeah.
That's going to be something fantastic.
Remastered with like ray tracing and extra frame rates.
I can't wait to see Aunt May die with ray tracing. I can't. Oh, spoiler alert, guys! Sorry about that, guys.
If it's the Aunt May from the Tobey Maguire series, go for it.
They did also mention just down here, I've seen as before we move on to any of the other games, the launch day games that you will have from PlayStation. This is from PlayStation themselves, not anyone else.
Right.
So like Capcom does a Demon Souls, but that's not included in this. Astro's Playroom, which is included in the PlayStation when you get it.
Yeah.
Demon Souls, which is from Bluepoint. That's another Souls type game. Destruction All Stars, Miles Morales Spider-Man, and the Ultimate Edition with Spider-Man PS4. Sackboy's Adventure, all going to be at launch from PlayStation themselves on day one, which is quite interesting right there.
Talking about from PlayStation, the PS Plus collection.
Yes, let's talk a little bit about that. Do you want to talk a little about it, or should I take it away?
You lay out.
So, PlayStation announced that there will be something called a PlayStation Plus collection, which prior to this, we thought it was going to be a PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus merger. Yeah. Something to like rival Game Pass and whatnot.
Which is a great service.
Great service, and it would have been the final blow to sort of like Microsoft. However, it's not that. It's something different, but still quite fantastic, I feel like.
It's pretty good value.
For everyone who buys a PlayStation 5, if you get PlayStation Plus, which you will do to play online and things like that, you will get access to this game collection for no extra charge, and that game collection will be Batman Arkham Knight, Battlefield 1, Bloodborne, Days Gone, Detroit Become Human, Fallout 4. That's
Fallout 4 was okay.
Fallout 4 was 76. My apologies. Final Fantasy 15, God of War, that's the best game of the ever.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Infamous Second Son.
Great game.
Monster Hunter World, Mortal Kombat 10, Persona 5, the highest rated PlayStation 5 game out there, PlayStation 4 game out there, Ratchet and Clank, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, The Last Guardian, Last of Us Remastered, Uncharted 4 A Thief's End, and Until Dawn. All of those games for no extra cost on your PlayStation 5.
I mean, right there is your entire hard drive doubled.
Yes, exactly. That's a good point.
I mean, like, for free.
So you have 125 gigabytes? Well, I'm sorry, you need 1.4 terabytes.
Also, thinking about that, day of release, you got, like, you know, Sackboy and all that stuff from PlayStation, plus all of this. Mm-hmm. And I would say there's 4 contenders on there for some of the best games ever made.
Yep.
I mean, God of War, your best game ever made, definitely my top 3 ever, full stop. And I'm going to say not just games, but like media.
Yep.
Right? Fallout's great. Infamous Second Son's ton of fun. It's very, in fact, talking of Infamous, we were just talking about Miles Morales, which is both Insomniac.
It gives a feel of that as well.
It feels
you
so
said it in
good,
the thing in the stream.
Like Persona 5 is going to be incredible. Ratchet and Clank's a must. The Last of Us Remastered. Mm-hmm. The Last of Us is in my top 3. I say Last of Us 1 and 2, like as a unit. It's in my top 3. It could, you know, like God of War, The Last of Us. Guys, Uncharted, Thief's End.
Yeah.
Until Dawn. You had tons of fun on Days Gone. You like Bloodborne, Battlefield 1. Not for me, but Batman, Arkham Knight. Like,
still, it's great to have some third-party games in there and stuff like that, right? Here's a question for you. This is it says here are the games currently announced for the PS Plus collection. I think Eurogamer has the same idea I do. Do you think this is going to be an ongoing and expanding list of games that in the future goes even further?
I suspect this will roll maybe quarterly, or maybe every 6 months.
This isn't official, but I think that could be something.
Yeah. I think you'll see, I would guess, things like Uncharted and God of War stay.
Yes.
Right?
First party stuff and whatnot, yeah.
But they'll roll out things like, let's say, Persona 5, Mortal Kombat, I'm just making it up, and Battlefield.
Yeah.
Will flip out and you'll get
something else to roll
like another
in,
Uncharted game, or Sackboy, or something else will come in to like just change the flavour a bit.
This could be amazing. I mean, we already have the instant game collection where we get 2 games at no extra cost on our PlayStation Plus subscription every month.
I will say as well, for anybody that's Xbox and doesn't know this service, all you have to do, because it does change monthly, is just go add to library. You get it forever. You just download it whenever you want.
Yeah, I've done that with every single game, even games that I don't think I'll ever play, just in case something pops up. Like one day it's like, oh, the creator of this brand new game that did this, he started on a little project called this. I'll be like, did he? I think I downloaded that somewhere. Let me see his first game. It'll be quite cool. And I've got every game. My library is so huge. And when it comes to PS5, it'll all work there as well.
Yeah, sick.
One other thing I wanted to bring up. The PlayStation 5 Digital Edition.
Yeah.
If you buy that console first day one, you might get the digital, Miles Morales game and whatnot, something like that.
Yeah.
But then you might not have any other games to play.
Actually, do you know what? Thinking about
this is going to be allowed. You can download it directly to your PlayStation day one. You can, if you've not had a PlayStation before and you went, let me go for the cheapest option. You have all of this back catalogue to play as well.
Day one, $359. You've got Ratchet and Clank, Last of Us Remastered, Uncharted 4: A Thief's End, God of War, Detroit Become Human, Batman: Arkham Knight.
All of those great games day one.
You haven't even bought a game yet.
Exactly. You don't even have to pay anything extra for that. You got the PlayStation Plus subscription you're going to have anyway.
You got that because you wanted to play Fortnite, which is free. Do you know what I mean? Like, the value proposition here is... Don't get me wrong, Game Pass is great.
Yeah.
What's on Game Pass that like rivals these games?
Look,
let's be honest. Look, nothing's rivaling God of War, so we take that out.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
There's a lot of good games on Game Pass, but do you know what Game Pass has always been personally? It's always been games that you don't want to pay for necessarily, but if you have them for free, fuck, I'll play it. I'll have fun in that. It's a game. Fuck, I'll play it. That's always what Game Pass has been to me. There's always been exceptions. There's always been great games where you're like, wow, this is a steal on Game Pass, but those are far and few between.
Yeah.
That's always been my thought.
Also, we're of the opinion that, like, we really will pay for stuff that's worth it. When CDPR announced they were going to do a Witcher update, I was like, sick, I'll pay $49.99 for that.
Yeah, whatever it is, I'm going to buy
for the
it. Oh, it's
remaster.
free, so I can't even give you my money.
Yeah, like, come on. When it loads in, at least say, like, you can donate if you would like to, to offset the costs. Yes, please, I'll add in. I mean, if they're going to give me the Witcher remastered plus the DLC, I'll check. I'm even being cheap, $19.99 at that.
Yeah.
Or I call it 20. I wouldn't bother putting in all those nines.
All those nines in
Like,
there.
I'll give you 20 quid.
I'll round
Let
up.
me give you money. I'm on the wrong side of this debate.
They just won't give. They'll fucking take one. Throw money at them. It's like, pick it up.
Take it.
Pick it up, damn it.
Take it. The frick?
Hello?
It's more your ghosts. What the hell
Sounds
was
like
that?
a ladder or something, right? Someone trying to climb into the house. Okay, that's that's something right there. Let's just continue like nothing ever happened. So yeah, that's the PlayStation games collection that's going to be with the PlayStation 5. I think that's incredible value, and you're going to have that day one, regardless if you've got a digital or disc version.
That
mate.
actually makes the digital look way better.
Yeah.
But I like my discs.
Yes, it's true. Me too. That's why I've pre-ordered the disc version and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's
Me too as well. I
whew,
guess.
it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something. What else did they show off? Okay, let's get in some of the games just here.
Resident Evil 8. The Village, I think it's called Resident Evil.
Yes, Resident Evil 8 Village they called it, and it's very very fucking scary.
I'm not getting it.
Yes, me neither.
Totally not my flavour. Couple of things that I want to say. One, looks incredible.
Yes.
I'm not a Resident Evil guy, but it looks great. It looks like, it feels like the first few, those games that made it the cult hit that it was.
Yep.
I also, and this is so stupid, really appreciated the branding. I was like, wait, Village? I thought it was Resident Evil. Oh, VII.
Yeah. I was thinking because they did that with Biohazard, where
Oh,
they
did
had the V somewhere, and I was like, I see what you guys did there. I was like, there's a 7 in there. I see what you're doing. And then I was like, oh, it was like in the Z or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, I wonder what they're gonna do. Village. There you go. Got it right there. Nailed it.
Yeah, it was cool.
But yeah, they Biohazard. It looked very freaky.
Yeah.
And apparently there's a PSVR version like there was for the PlayStation, for the Biohazard
No.
one. And
No.
I'm
No,
as soon as everybody saw it, they were like, "Oh, Eddie, you got a PSVR, right?
no.
You guys could get together and play it."
No. Absolutely not.
Exactly what he said.
Not happening. You got no chance in hell.
What about Five Nights at Freddy?
Oh my god. Okay.
I shat myself on stream. People were seeing this, were like, "Did you jump, Eddie?" I was like, "Yeah, I did."
I was so creeped out just by that voice.
Yes.
There's something about that sweet voice with the weird, almost like music box music.
Yeah.
Just like, come back and play. It was just a mistake. And then at the very end, normally I think jump scares are cheap. That was really well done.
That was really well done. Five Nights at Freddy is called Security Breach. Apparently, it's going to be timed exclusive for the PlayStation 5. It had all full of ray tracing and stuff like that. It looked very,
looked
very
really
nice.
good, yeah.
Scary as usual, and I can't wait to never play that game ever.
Yeah, me neither.
It's going to be interesting.
I can't wait to watch streamers. Because when there's that extra layer of separation, you're like, oh, this isn't scary at all. This is fine. Because you don't have the music in your ears.
Yeah.
You're not in there. You're not invested.
Turn the volume all the way down, further away from the thing. You're like,
Right. Exactly. Or when you're about to watch someone watch that, when you have to get through the maze and that chick pops up.
Yeah.
You know it's coming. So you're okay. You're
Yeah.
like, you're an idiot. Can't believe you got that. But you've been got by that before.
You got before. That's how you know.
Other games, I gotta say, Blops looks really good.
Yes, so Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, I feel like it has one too many names in this thing.
3 too many names.
Exactly. They showed off the campaign, the very first campaign gameplay. It looks goddamn gorgeous.
It does, yeah.
Ray tracing all over the place, the reflections, the lighting, the illumination, it was beautiful.
It's like my art GCSE.
Exactly.
Tracing everywhere.
Tracing. And then the shading, it was just the same, right? It was just the same.
Right.
Just flicking a pencil. It looked great. Very brutal. There were some fucking knives to the head and stuff like that in there.
Yeah, it was
Gory.
Don't get me wrong. Was it Black Ops 2 or the next Modern Warfare after that where everybody was wall running?
Might have been Black Ops. Oh no, Advanced
Black Ops 2,
Warfare.
yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah.
That went way too far. This, I think, hasn't didn't come as far towards like Black Ops 1. So you can do these weird like takedowns and kick someone. They go a little bit further than they should. And stuff. So it's still got that almost like Last Action Hero Arnie action movie to it.
Yeah.
But it's real enough that you'll forgive that an RCXD can catch up to a jet.
This game was very strange. In the beginning, it was like, oh, it's trying to be like super hyper realistic. Okay, now it's an action movie. Okay, now it's just set in the Fast and Furious universe with a runway that lasts forever and an RCXD that can go. What's the takeoff speed? I think we looked up one time. It's like 300 miles an hour.
It's a fair bit. Yeah.
Like 300 miles an hour jumbo plane, cargo plane. And an R60 little remote control car is following it.
The funny thing is, it did start that way, didn't it? It felt like the sniper mission from COD 4. Mm-hmm. It had a very kind of feel like that, plus the original Black Ops 1 campaign.
I was going to say, they did the Black Ops 1 thing where it's like, take the shot, Mason, take the shot. Yeah. It was like, I know what's going on here.
We're still with Mason, which is sick. Yep. What do the numbers mean, Mason?
Shit. The numbers, what do they mean?
Maybe we find out. Unless they're going to pull a Lost, and we never find out what the numbers mean.
So what did the numbers mean? You asked the developers, they're like, I don't know.
Yeah, we just made it up.
We fucking make it up.
The thing I would like to see as well, and this, I still love Call of Duty. It's got a special place in my heart, but we've kind of come to more RPG elements in recent years.
Yes, we have.
One thing I really want to see, despite being keen to play the multiplayer and the campaign and the online, all that stuff, is Nazi zombies.
Yes.
And I would love for the original Black Ops 1 maps to come back. Kino der Toten, I know it's not like the best map, it's not the biggest map, it's one of my favourite maps. There's just something about that old abandoned cinema that just speaks to me, man. I want it.
Yeah.
I want it back.
I want that back too. I'll kill to play some old Nazi zombies.
With our extra power, you can make it so that this is what I would love to see for Nazi zombies, where you can add maps together.
Okay.
So they would be so you could pick like, okay, I want Kino der Toten, and what was the one with the bus?
Yeah, I think that was. I think that might have been in. Was that in Black Ops 2?
Yeah.
But I remember the bus and one other would drive to different locations. Right. You get left behind. You're like
So this is what I'm saying is like with the power, it would be very easy. Not very easy, but I could see an option where you're like, cool, we want to play Kino der Toten, whatever the one with the bus was called, right? You click it together, and then they just add a little transition area, and when you open that one last door, it's like a transition road map, and the bus comes, and then that's the last stop, and it will take you to the other stops on that map, but also back to Kino.
That would be quite cool.
That would be sick. They'll never do it. I would just think that's a great idea.
Nah, they never listen to good ideas. That's the thing.
Of course not. But I do want some stuff from the original Black Ops 1. I think they need to at least throw it a bone, you know.
Especially because they do things like they bring back Nuketown and things like that. Go do the same thing for Nazis.
Yeah, why not?
Do the same thing. Come on. Another big announcement.
Yes.
Another huge announcement. Avalanche Studios for the longest time have been rumoured to be making a Harry Potter RPG game.
Yep.
And I guess they're not very happy with everything that J.K. Rowling was saying, so this is the worst time for them. But they did reveal their Harry Potter RPG called Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah.
And it looked fucking amazing.
It looks really good.
I was like, Harry Potter RPG. Now, you know, it might be okay, it might not be. I'm not a big Harry Potter fan. And then I was like,
this may have to be its own like trailer breakdown video.
You know what? Yeah.
Because there was a lot to it. And I think they made a lot of really great decisions in this game. There's a lot that looks good.
It was pre-Harry Potter.
Yeah, it's set in like the 1800, I think.
Yeah, so before all of that, you have to get involved with all that nonsense and whatnot.
I think it's a great move.
And there'll be Voldemort's name before?
Riddle.
Tom Riddle. So they can do some Tom Riddle stuff in there as well, some hints in there.
This is why I think this is the best time to set it, because you don't have to make up a future.
Yeah.
Right? That's almost always going to go poorly unless you're so punky creating an entire world.
Yeah. A lot of effort.
Right. So you can go back. Then you don't have to worry about someone voice acting Harry Potter the way that, like, that's the big problem with these movies and stuff, is that maybe the casting isn't what everybody had in their head, or this guy doesn't sound right, or that guy doesn't look right.
Sound like Marvel Avengers to you? Does it sound like that?
But that's exactly the thing.
Yeah.
But if you go back before any of those characters, you don't have to worry about that. You just get great actors and a great script together. We're happy to be in a world that we already know and meet new characters. That's been proven time and again. Plus, you can start alluding to things.
Yeah.
You can start showing, like, you know, this what's the Whomping Willow that can get planted in the game. Mm-hmm. You know, and so there's this thing that you know from the books.
God, I know what this is. I know what this is.
You know what it's going to be. But
Yeah.
it's not the thing yet.
Yeah.
You know, or like they can start alluding to. I have a big problem in the books. I got to be honest. Have you read the books?
No.
In the 7th book, the Hollows, what are they called? Yeah, the Deathly Hollows.
Yeah.
The Hallows, the big three thing. You know, the invisibility cape and whatever the last thing is, I forget.
Mm.
They're these super powerful things. But they've never really been mentioned in the story. She had 6 books and mentions them only in the last book.
Kind of just shoehorned in afterwards.
Yeah, they're like these legendary things that apparently she wrote the 1st book and the 7th book and then filled the rest in as she went. And you would think if she knew about the Deathly Hallows, she would have started seeding...
Sprinkled them in.
Yeah, legends they would have learned about in history in the 2nd book. But it's a tiny little throwaway paragraph.
Yeah.
None of that. So I had a problem with that.
Okay.
But this is where you can, like, someone can learn about it in history class, or someone can learn about it in magic, and they say you can make potions, and
Yeah.
also this feels like they could do a PvP, not PvP, like an online thing.
They could do.
There's lots of ways they could take
Especially
this
because, Quidditch. Get your friends online and play some Quidditch.
Quidditch would be good. Wizard duels is a thing.
Yeah.
They do that in the books and the movies.
The thing that I thought was actually really cool about this is that they didn't limit it to Hogwarts specifically.
Yes.
I think Hogwarts is going to be a great place. There's going to be lots of cool dungeons, cool
Yeah.
back alleys and stuff like that. But they were like, but then also you're going to go out of Hogwarts. And I was like, that's it.
Azkaban.
That's the shit right there. That's great right there.
It was 3, right? It was Azkaban, Diagon Alley, and
Diagonally.
Diagonally, and oh god, what's the place that they go to that's next door? Oh, there's a town that's right next to Hogwarts, and I forget its name.
Smallville. No, it's not.
Oh damn, what's it called?
No, I can't remember, unfortunately.
Oh, that's gonna bug the frick.
If you want, Google it while I talk a little bit.
Yeah, I am gonna Google it.
I think it was really fantastic, and I do like again that it was characters that we don't know yet. It's going to be straight from scratch, so you don't have to worry about, like you said, about likening it to anybody in the. Hogsmeade sounds familiar.
Is it Hogsmeade? I agree.
Hogsmeade. Wait, no, is that?
Yeah,
a
it is
drink?
Hogsmeade. Hogsmeade Village. Yes.
Okay, Hogsmeade Village.
I knew it. I hate that I had to Google it to jog my memory.
Expert Harry Potter fan right here. I think this is actually going to be pretty cool. I love how we were saying though prior to the stream. It was like, I don't know if we're gonna get this Harry Potter reveal.
We said that, didn't we?
But in terms of advertisement space, there is no greater place to advertise a game than on this stream right now. Everyone's looking forward to the price of the PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
And then it just pops up. We're like, we did it! We called it!
But we're starting to... I mean, I think it's not that we're starting to call this stuff. I think people are genuinely watching us for ideas.
I think that's what they're doing. It says on our channel, on the Conversations channel, it says 320... That's 328 million.
Yeah.
And obviously
Is it
one
still
of those
doing
people...
that thing where it doesn't show the other zeros?
Yeah, and it doesn't show the M either. It's so strange. But one of those 300 million people are bound to be these developers, these PR people and whatnot.
Got to be, right?
So that's how it is right there.
Got to be.
A couple of other things. Demon Souls remake, which looked gorgeous as well. I'm into Souls games now. And that looked really nice.
It looked good, not my thing, but it did look good.
Yeah. Deathloop, we got a release window announcement. It's Q2 of 2021. Yeah. It did change slightly from what we felt it was in the beginning.
Yeah, it wasn't what I was expecting. I want to be interested in it, but at the minute I'm not. Hopefully we'll see more.
Oddworld Soulstorm.
That looked really good.
You're big. You remember? You got the nostalgia for Oddworld, don't you? Yeah. I played it back in the day, but it's not tickling in my fantasy as it is yours. But I agree, it's something interesting for you.
One of the things I particularly love about it is because Abe's Oddworld, it was just a side scroller, right? It was a 2D flat cartoony game.
Yeah.
And while this is leveraging the PS5 and is kind of 3-dimensional, it's still got that same feel to it, and I really respect that.
The camera's moving quite nicely and like modern, but it's still side scroller.
I really respect it because they could have done anything with that. And I super respect it.
They also announced that Devil May Cry 5, the special edition, which is an updated version.
Yeah.
Check this out. The PS5 version to enhance the visuals with ray tracing and achieve the coveted 4K 120 frames per second.
Ooh.
That's pretty nice right there. And congratulations are here. You're getting your favourite game.
What?
You need a 120 frames per second monitor, by the way.
Oh, yeah, you're not going to have that, but...
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Is that native 4K?
Yeah. That's quite crispy, isn't it? Quite crispy.
The games we saw at the first Xbox thing, they were 4K 60 FPS, correct?
There was a mixture. There was Dirt was the only one that I remember specifically that was 120 frames per second, but every other one was 4K 60 FPS, or there was some that were 4K 30 with ray tracing or whatever it might be. So that's really interesting.
Oh, but look at that. They've got Fortnite is PS5 optimized.
Yay!
Great.
Fortnite is going to be available on launch, everyone.
Yeah.
And that's all of the games right there. That was everything they showed. It was only about 45 minutes long. Oh, sorry, Final Fantasy 16 as well did come out.
We did forget that. That actually looked pretty good.
It tickled my fancy for a guy who's never played Final Fantasy before.
Yeah, you haven't played Final Fantasy and you're not really a JRPG guy.
No.
I can't remember, was it Final Fantasy 13 or 15? One of those was a bit of a letdown. I stopped playing after 10.
I think it was Final Fantasy 7 Remake. I think it was that one.
It's largely agreed that 7's the worst.
Worst of them all. Jas says that all the time in the chat as well.
It's true. I will say, unironically, the best Final Fantasy is actually 9. And you're all wrong.
So... This is the master of JRPGs right here. That's why we have you on the stream right now.
Right, for the JRPG talk.
Exactly.
I actually haven't played a good JRPG in a long time.
They don't exist. That's right. I said it.
Final Fantasy 9. I did start a little series where I was streaming FF9 on the channel, but then I had those problems with my streaming stuff, and maybe we'll play that.
Yeah, give it a go.
This is what we need, Sony. Final Fantasy 9 on the PS5.
I was going to say, what console was that on?
PS2.
PS2, yeah. Bring it back, Sony. Bring it back.
It might have been PS1.
There is at least one person here that wants it. Come on, you want our money? Go on, do it.
It might have been PS1, you know.
And that...
It had 4 discs. It had 4 discs. The thing was this thick.
Were the discs black? Do you remember that?
On the version that I have on my PS4, you get to the end of disc 1 and it says, please insert disc 2, and you have to press X.
Oh, that's cute.
I love
that
it.
is cute.
I'm so glad it doesn't just go to disc 2. I'm like, oh yes, I forgot about disc 2. Click.
You're about to like shake your like, it's coming.
Babe, watch.
Oh, just
and yeah, the screen goes like, not black, but like it. You can still see the thing, but it's got like a black overlay.
Like a fade
it says,
to
please
it.
insert disc 2. I love it so much.
And yeah, that's everything that was announced. So PlayStation coming out strong with their price reveal.
Yeah.
449, 399, and other currencies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Coming out on the 13th of November for a few countries, and then the rest of the world, 19th of November. Pre-orders are live right now. You've probably already missed it if you're watching this video by now. I've already got my pre-order and I'm so fucking excited. In fact, I did pre-order 2. I don't know which one's gone through, so we'll have to see.
Hopefully both, because I missed the Windows.
I was going to say, hopefully we can get your one and whatnot. But do you know what? Ashton messaged me and he said he missed it as well. And apparently he went to his EB Games and they said, yeah, we're not shipping any out until 2021. I was like,
what?
Oh, my heart hurts just thinking about it.
Excuse me? How dare you?
Excuse me? Do you realise this is gaming? Excuse me.
Yeah. Do you know who we are? Do you know who I'm subscribed to on YouTube?
That's what you should tell them. That's what you should tell them. They have 329 million subscribers. Anyway, I think this was a fantastic event. It showed off many, many reasons why you should buy a PlayStation. And yeah, fucking hell, that's great.
So, different take. It was a great event for Sony, but it was not a great event because it killed Xbox.
Oh, yeah.
I genuinely think this killed Xbox. And
we don't want Xbox to die.
I'm not worried for God of War. I'm not worried for God of War 2 or 5 or whatever the frick we're calling it, right? I'm worried for the game that they decide to make that comes out in 6 years.
Yeah.
When, by that point, Xbox is dead. That game, where they're like, oh, don't worry about the script writing. Oh, this script writer wants to make the protagonist like an upside down, one-legged, trans, gay, all this thing. But not filling any of their personality.
Exactly. Like we can have fun with it because we're comfortable now, right? We can do whatever we want and it's fine. We can win no matter what.
And here's a good point to that, right? Because I'm sure someone's going to pick it. Trans, whatever. Ellie's gay. She's like the biggest game's character protagonist.
Yeah.
Up until Kratos, right? No one cares.
She's
Why?
So well done.
Because there's character there.
Great character.
Right.
Everything about
the problem that they forget is that a long list of things that you are isn't character.
No.
Right? You have to have personality to have character. If they just go, okay, well, this character's a little bit thin, add stuff. That doesn't add personality. That just adds things to say.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh, this character's like, oh, and she's gay. Oh, and she's trans. Oh, and she's this and she's that. No, but what's she about? But she's She trans.
But I just labelled all these other things, which doesn't mean...
Yeah, it's just labels. There's no substance there. You need substance. I don't care if it's an upside down kangaroo. That
Starfish. I identify as a starfish.
right, exactly. No one cares. What's their personality?
Yeah.
What are their character traits? Those are the things that you need for a great character, and that's where they're gonna fall down because that takes a real amount of thinking and reworking and like you put something
or
in,
is that they'll get relaxed and they'll just be like, we have got no competition, so let's do whatever we want.
and that genuinely worries me. And we're getting closer to that reality where Xbox, this is the last generation, and if that's true, then what you'll see is that in the next few years they stop bringing out any games at all. I reckon Fable may be the last Xbox game you see.
I have a feeling that maybe not that soon for me personally, but I feel like this might be the last one. I feel like this was everything that we've seen was like Phil Spencer going to the big guys, to the board, and go, give me everything for this one last try. I will give it my all. If we fail, then we fail. But if we don't, this could save Xbox. I feel like he's given everything, and it's still not enough.
I reckon you're going to see the transition from Xbox, the console, and Xbox exclusive games to Game Pass, the service. Mm-hmm. And if the discussion changes from PlayStation versus Game Pass, if it's currently PlayStation versus Xbox, but it's going to change to Sony versus Game Pass.
Yeah.
If you see that discussion, this is the last generation, and Microsoft just kills the Xbox division. They go to Game Pass, gaming as a service.
xCloud and whatnot.
Yeah.
There we go.
Don't want it, but I do want the Harry Potter RPG.
I do want that too. Anyway, guys, let us know in the chat. Let us know in the comments section how you feel, bro. How you feel about the PlayStation 5. Do you feel this was a great event? How do you feel for the chances of Xbox? And what console will you be getting? Because it's probably going to be a PlayStation. But which version would you be getting?
Which PlayStation are you getting?
Which PlayStation will you be buying this holiday? Or will you be Ashton and just sitting twiddling your thumbs?
You know what? Yeah. Ouch. Digital only with that PS Plus collection is looking really tasty.
It's good. It's not like you're not going to have great games to play. They're right there.
I'm considering it, but I want the disc. I want the disc. Let us know in the chat.
The next thing they could do is go, so for some of our key first party ones, Uncharted, Bloodborne, stuff like that, we're doing PS5 patch updates with ray tracing for all of them. They'd be like, well, that's it. You're basically PlayStation 5 games. Play them all right there. I know I want to play them all again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, guys, we'll catch you all in the next one. Thank you all for tuning in. And, bro, I'll catch you in the next one. Okay.